Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got some time. It's your boy Casual Real with Sane Podcast. And for this, let's get straight into it. Where is Martin Bakole? The boogeyman, the dark horse, the rumored sparring phenom, the reliable soldier. Where is Martin Bakole? Or better yet, where is the business of boxing with supporting a reliable fighter, a good fighter, an entertaining fighter like Martin Bakole? Why haven't they been pushing him again? Why haven't they been back in the ring in 2025? He got a draw with F.A. Jabba back in May, but we haven't seen him since. And that was a good fight. He pushed the action, pushed the needle. Yeah, he needs to work on a few things, cutting off the ring and increase his foot speed, but he gave us a good fight, a good war. One that I thought he won, but they called it a draw and respected because it was a close fight. This is the same fighter, same warrior that showed up in 2024, August to be exact, and beat the likes of an up-and-coming contender in Jared Big Baby Anderson, a fight that he was put there to lose. Yeah, Martin Bakole was supposed to lose that fight with Jared Big Baby Anderson, but he showed you why he is the boogeyman. Sneaky uppercuts, awkward shots, and pure power, pure grit. Took out that up-and-coming contender who hasn't been the same since. Turned around and showed up 48 hours out to fight the likes of a Joseph Parker. Got up off his couch 48 hours out, fought a Joseph Parker because Daniel Dynamite Dubois got sick, apparently, and saved that card. Riyadh season card, saved that thing. Gave us an interesting scrap while it lasted. Yeah, he got knocked out, but that man showed up reliably and gave you a good fight product. And again, turned around a few months later and still handled business with the likes of F.A. Jagba. So why hasn't the business of boxing returned him in 2025? He could have been on the David Benavidez undercard, with him and Anthony Yarde. That would have been a great addition. Even if it was the prelim fight, something to get him back going, a no-name fighter, or up-and-coming fighter so he can work on a few things, work on his head movement, work on his foot speed, help him cut off the ring some. That's how you support a reliable fighter, a guy that's been giving you good action, pushing the product, giving the fans entertaining fights. But here we are, 2025 at the end, and nothing to be heard or seen of. Hopefully, early 2026, we do see him return. We do see him get something signed because he deserves it. He deserves it because we, the fight fans and the boxing fans, since we've been paying all these pay-per-views, we've been pushing for real fighters, guys that don't care about losing. Just come out here and scrap and give us a good product, something that's entertaining. See, that's what makes the sport great. That's what made it great back in the past. And if we bring back that old vintage thinking, it'll make it number one sport again in the future. See, guys like Martin Bakole will push the needle. Guys like him will keep things growing. So let's talk about 2026, because 2025, I just can't see him signing this fight this late. But as reliable as he is, if they throw him something this late, he probably would show up. But let's talk 2026. Big things for Martin Bakole. I think the rematch should be the big push. Him and F.A. Jagba. It was a good fight. People will, come to see that. It'll be on the undercard, obviously, of another bigger fight, but that's a good fight product, and I think that's the one they should push first. Outside of that, maybe a tune-up fight, something to get him back going again on a big undercard, maybe a big pay-per-view, so the fans can remember everything that he did bring. Let him get a good knockout, a good showing, and then push him back into maybe that FA fight, or maybe with the likes of a Filip Hrgović. I really like him and Philip, and Philip's in good position. I believe ranked high with the IBF. If I'm not mistaken, he might be the mandatory now. That's a good shot for a good shot for Martin Bakole. That is something for him to really show his skill set, show his viciousness, show that he loves to bring pure violence against another guy who also likes to fight. My opinion here, Philip's not the best heavyweight, but he's a decent one, a good one. Obviously ranked, right? Good overhand right, but doesn't get his head off the line either. Decent power, but not life-changing. To me, him and Martin Bakole match up pretty well, and that'd be a fun fight. Now, the real fun fight I would like to see from Bakole, if they could put him there, he doesn't really deserve it, but a Fabio Wardley fight. That will be an entertaining scrap. That would technically be my number one pick, but realistically, I know that's just not going to happen. Frank Warren, that team, they got themselves now a WBO belt with the likes of Fabio Wardley. They're going to push some things on their end and help grow the brand, and I got to respect it. You got to do what you got to do. And odds are they're probably going to line up the likes of Fabio Wardley with a young Moses Atamo or something like that. Keep the money in the pot, help grow their, perceived, new face of boxing that they're growing over there in the UK and the likes of Moses Atamo. Great talent, generational type talent at that. But if they could, let Fabio, if he doesn't get a rematch with Joseph Parker, who's got some things to handle with his failed drug test for, that recreational drug. If that doesn't happen, I wouldn't mind seeing him getting a little, voluntary defense against the likes of a Martin Bakole. Entertaining scrap. Just think about it. These two men going back and forth. Both of these men, not the greatest in the division, definitely for his head movement and boxing ability, but they both got good power. They got pop, and they never give up. And more importantly, they got hearts of champions. You got to take them out. Because a guy like Fabio Wardley can change the fight like that. He's got some Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder type power on him. He's changing fights when he's losing. That's exactly what Wilder did. And Bakole just keeps trucking forward like a big Mack truck. That right there, if you sit and think about it, that would be one of the funnest fights of 2026. Maybe not the best boxing skill set wise, but power for power, blow for blow, heart for heart, a real fight. Yeah, that's the real one right there. That's a fun fight. But let's get back to reality. I think Hrgovic is within reach. He doesn't have anything lined up yet. And again, a good fight, a good scrap, that would be a good product. Or again, just get a keep busy fight and then head into that rematch with F.A. Ajagba. But with that said, let's wrap this up. Bakole's got some options out there. There's some names. There's still some dangerous names floating around that I don't think he needs to take on, like a legit Caballero. Stay away from that. Moses Atamo, stay away from that. But there's still some respectable big fights for him to get his name back out there. What we need to happen is business of boxing. Respect the fighting man. See, we the fight fans paying all these pay-per-views and subscriptions. We just want to see a good fight product. We don't care about the O. We just want to see a scrap. If it's a big name, that's great. If it's a mid-tier name, that's great. We just want to see hands be thrown, violence be properly executed within the skill set of boxing. That's all we want. And it starts with pushing fighters like Martin Bakole. We need for the business of boxing to get back on that train and get back to supporting real men, real fighters like the African King and Martin Bakole. Either way, we talked too long on this. Let us know what you think. Let us know who you want to see Martin Bakole come back against and who should he get that big comeback with, and can he push the needle and get himself back into championship contention? Either way, hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got some time. It's your boy Casual Rebel with Sunday Podcast. Till the next time. Peace.